Welcome back to Restaurant to Another World. Anime Review episode number 10. Yes, I'm copying basically Sean Spears when he was doing this. Yeah, when he was basically Ty Dillinger. He did the thing like, 10, 10. Yes. That's the thing that he did. How do I know this? I've seen footage of him doing it, so kind of copying Sean Spears. He doesn't do it anymore, surprisingly. No, because he prefers to, instead of doing this, he prefers to whack people with steel chairs and call himself the chairman. Yeah, that's something he started 2 years ago, and he's still the chairman. After whacking Cody Rhodes in the head with a steel chair that caused him to bleed and like him he to get concussion because of it. I did hear something also, they also banned chair shots to the head afterwards. They don't do it very much per se, but it's not like where it's like strictly like can't do it anymore. I think they once in a while they bring out the whole chair shots to the head. Yeah. All right. Now I'm talking about the brand new episode for the series, which is basically rice burger and pizza. Yes. Now both these two they come from chapter 29 of book 2. I believe that's the pizza one. And of course, volume 4, 62. Like, that's interesting. The rice burger one is quite interesting to say the least. Why do I say that? Well, there's a follow-up chapter in the book that comes afterwards. Okay, so we have Far, that's the elf, the beautiful elf woman, one of two elves they have in the series. The other one's a half elf. We have another half elf where she just basically see her just preparing some soup, and then we see. Well, the thing starts off first with her bringing the half elf girl to the restaurant. Yeah, this is a bit unusual. Two people from the same gender coming to the restaurant at the same time. Well, actually, for women, anyways. Not the first time for guys, per se. No, because they've actually had two dwarves come to the restaurant. And they also had a couple of people, but they later come separately. So, apparently, like, it's showing a flashback that they met just the night before. Yeah, just the previous night. And turns out she's a half elf, but here's the thing. Her parents are half elves. I'm thinking two half elves, and she's still technically half elf. Wouldn't she be full blooded elf then? I don't know. It's kind of weird. They don't properly explain it. So she has some soup, and then of course she decides to spend the night there, sleeping in Far's blanket. First it was Far. It was Ferdinand. Far basically just says just the abbreviation of her name. So she wakes up, and the girl, and she sees the door to the restaurant. Like, oh, look. Let's go inside. And she's like, wait. Just, yeah, it's actually kind of early. Like, the master had just gotten to the restaurant. He had not prepared anything at all. He says, okay, he orders from teriyaki. He's like, I don't have that just yet, but I'll make you something. Give me a bit. So, at the in the restaurant, of course, look around, like, oh yeah, this is another world. And he comes back with rice burger. Well, actually, before he comes back, Anita and Karako show up. Yep. And of course, Matt's like, help me with preparation right away. It's like, okay. She probably also had to shower first because generally she has to take a shower before she gets on to work. Yep. No shower scenes, surprisingly. I was shown a couple, at least once in the series. I mean, that was quite nice, the fact the series did it. I mean, I don't mind shower scenes anime. It just doesn't happen very often. So, and then they're given pretty much the rice burger, which is basically a vegetarian burger. That's been what it is. Now, have I personally ever had this burger? No, I've never had it. I know my brother basically he had it once, though he never had a rice burger per se. It's more like a chicken style burger. So they eat it with the miso soup. I personally never tried miso soup, so I don't know how it tastes. I tried soup. For soup is always really good. So they try it, and they really enjoy it. And of course, they order some more, and after like a couple times, and then basically they're ready to leave. Surprisingly, they leave before the rest of the customers show up, which I thought that was kind of odd. So they leave, and of course, the door disappears like usual. And the girl is asked by far to if she wants to join her on her training journey. She says yes, why not? And that's it. Next one is Sirius, where he had just finished eating spaghetti meat sauce, and he asked him, "Do you have anything in your dishes that basically serve this particular like curry sauce, aka tomato sauce?" He's like, "Yes, but I don't have it ready. Like, you can buy next week." It's like, okay, because once every 7 days, Saturday day. So he basically comes back, and then of course, basically, he's helping his grandfather, who was the actual glutton of the land, help him put up boxes, and then he talks to a chef who I think works there. I don't know what is going on with these two. It's kind of awkward of how they show it in the series, how they show this episode. So it's like, are you free in 7 days? I like to talk to you about something, and it's almost like basically he asked the chef out on a date. This male chef, I should point out, though. Yes, a male chef on a date. It's kind of weird. It's not really explained at all. It could be just they're good friends and just happen to hold hands. But guys don't usually hold hands like this unless they're a romantic couple. They don't really go into it at all. It could be implied these two are a gay couple, but doesn't really go into it. So they go into the restaurant and they order the actual thing with tomato sauce. What do they order? Pizza! But it's pizza with leaves and some lettuce in it. I'm like, this seems like a vegetarian pizza. Have I personally have had pizza? Yes, I've had many different type of pizza. But pizza on the show? No. I've never had this pizza because I'm not really sure why he put leaves on it for. I mean, this is basically like specially made leaves per se, but wow. Like, there's always something to have cheese pizza. Like, okay, if you want to make cheese pizza, fine. Why'd you put these weird green stuff on it for? I thought this was kind of weird. I don't know if this is an Italian way to make pizza. I'm not really sure. Or it could be a Japanese way. So they either have like several servings of it, at least about 2 servings. Like I think about, well, they have this one and then they have 2 more. And then, of course, they of course attempt to replicate it. By the way, the tomatoes are shaped like cubes. I thought this was kind of weird. Because normally tomatoes I've seen, ones I've seen in person, are basically round-like. These ones are cube-shaped, and they attempt to basically make the actual pizza, and that's the episode. Yep, that's the episode for you. So is it good? Of the 2 stories, I like the first one kind of good. Second one is just okay. I didn't have a really big problem with the customers at all. No, not really. I like the elf one better because at least that one's interesting. It looks like that one. Looks like we developing something there. But who knows? I personally have not read book 4 yet, but I'll probably read it soon. But yeah, not much to say about this. It's a pretty good episode. Anything bad about it? No, not necessarily. Though that's the guy's chef's name is Jonathan. He has pointed out that this is definitely a restaurant where like, oh, this is not really. Oh yeah, this is the other world, because the furnishing, the interior is so alien to them, which that's definitely true. And at least these two actually arrive when customers are there, compared to the last episode where they had no customers in the restaurant for some reason. I'm not really sure why. Yep. But yeah, that's it for Sick Review. Stay tuned for next video, which will be Case Closed. Okay? Next video. Bye.